Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Uh, I did actually start working on the second. Well, I think I recorded this part, but I'm going back and refining stuff here. And I started recording, or I started drawing and didn't record because I forgot. So, we're gonna go ahead and start working on this. I'm kind of going in and refining and detailing out the stuff that I need to detail out before I go ahead and put it on the illustration paper. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water because I did not grab that, and then we'll continue on this. So, I know by the time you guys see this video, it'll probably be a few months before, at least 2 months, at least, I think. Let me check before you guys actually see this. Let me go to my photos, videos. I've got 23 videos, but I've got, how many do I need to actually upload? I've uploaded that one, I think. I think I uploaded this one already, which I think is the thumbnails, right? Thumbnail 3, yeah, so I can delete that. I know I probably shouldn't be deleting videos as I go, but they take up a lot of space on my iPad, and I don't have an external specifically for that stuff, so I'm deleting them as I go. I think this is the one with the, yeah, thumbnails. Yeah, that can go too. Delete. Yeah, that was the thumbnails. Okay, so minus that, how many videos do I have? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, possibly 15 or more videos that will have been uploaded before this video, which means if I'm doing about a video a week, that means you guys probably won't see this video until 4 weeks. That's 1 month, so 4, 8. We're talking about, that's 2 months. So you guys won't see this video until month 3. 3 months after it's been recorded, or longer, depending, give or take. So yeah, hopefully by then, by then, we're gonna speak it. By then, the cover will have been done, and I will already be working on pages for the comic. And since it'll be the first issue, a lot of those pages most likely will be promotional stuff as well. Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm going to flip, because as much as I would like for it to be aesthetically pleasing for YouTube and my viewers, I need to be able to draw. This correctly. I think I want to do it here. And then I'll draw through, I need to see how that looks. So you can probably bring this down here. No, I kind of like the, maybe I'll do it this way. So it cuts in just a little bit. As much as I want this stuff to be grounded in reality, I don't want it to be so stuck in making everything so correct that it takes the creativity out of me drawing certain stuff. So, and having fun with it. I can ground it in reality and still not have it so rigid, or the understanding in reality, and expand from there. Kind of like creatures. Some people do creatures. You know, they'll study how animals will act in the wild and stuff like that, and they'll take that and then they'll create a creature that has similar aspects, but it's not like one for one or anything like that, because that would defeat the purpose. So, for example, dragons definitely might have like the skeletal structure of a lizard, or but I feel like I keep fucking this up. The skeletal structure of a lizard or a bird, and maybe they're able to explain the fact that they can be so they're easier to fly. They can talk about or they might be able to explain if that's something they would want to do. That's something I would want to do in my creature book that is down the list. But they have hollow bones instead of solid bones. So they have hollow bones like birds versus like solid bones like you would see in a normal mammal or like other animal. So I'll turn my light back on here, and it's gonna be going back and forth with the light box. So 1 minute I'll have it on, the other minute I'll have it off. I need to check to make sure this is looking correct, but also I need to make sure that I'm following the design that I have set down underneath. I'm gonna do, and at some point I'm probably gonna end up going quiet to focus on this. This does not have to be exact, but I want to draw. This is something I normally wouldn't think about if I was sketching, but I'm drawing like I guess you would call secondary forms. The thickness of the leather, this leather strap here, so it gives some weight to this piece right here versus just laying completely flat. So it shows that it's got some thickness to it. And then maybe later on I'll excuse me, maybe later on I'll do some like scratches and stuff to kind of show that it's got some wear and tear. Oh. So I'm not sure I'm going to do the straps yet, so I'll come back to that later. Okay, okay. I was about to say, what the heck is going on with that? But I see what's going on. I see what's going on. In fact, I actually want to bring it out more here. And as you can see, this isn't 1-for-1 on the page here, but that's okay. This is the center line here. So it doesn't have to be perfect. But this is the cover, so I do want to have more details than you would normally see in the like panel of a comic. Because it is the cover, so I can do that. Okay, so one thing I did do, because I wasn't sure, so instead of trying to play the guessing game on how stuff works, right, because I've already shown you guys, I think I've shown you guys that, I think I talked about it, but I did do research into armor. I'll actually pull that up for you guys here. But like, I did my eraser. So this page here, and then this back page here, this was some studying I did when it came to understanding how armor works. And it wasn't just trying to, I think I mentioned this in another video, but it wasn't just trying to copy the design of the armor. It was genuinely trying to understand how the armor works. I even went and watched videos of like medieval armor and how they would put armor on and certain parts of armor and stuff like that, so I could get a good understanding of how that works. Like in medieval armor, if I am recounting this correctly, the breastplate that would protect like the chest area was separate from the midsection plate, and the midsection plate would overlap over the chest plate, so in that feel like, because most of the time when I would normally see the chest armor or the medieval armor, I would always think that it was like one piece, the chest plate and like the bottom plate. the midsection plate, but it's not. It's actually two separate pieces, and the midsection plate overlaps. So having that understanding is actually beneficial, and the fact that this one guy was talking about it, and I know like fantasy, you can do whatever you want in fantasy, but they were talking about like how people would most likely have like padded cloth and stuff underneath and chainmail because it was cheaper to do that than I think to have like full on leather armor. Like leather armor was actually, if I remember correctly, he was saying that leather armor, like full leather armor, would have been more expensive than having metal armor. I'm not sure why. I forgot how. I'm not sure. I didn't go too much into detail about that because I really didn't care about that aspect of it. But like to understand like how like they would have had like padding and how the armor pieces would have fit together. And taking that and really diversifying and expanding on my knowledge of how armor really works, and then understanding going into like the Japanese armor and how that stuff is layered and how certain aspects of that is put together, just so that I have an idea of how I can manipulate those things to create my fantasy armor. So yeah. So even when it came to like the palette, because I just, so the reason I was mentioning that is because I wasn't quite sure like how like people would connect stuff to like belts and stuff, and I was like, well, they could tie it, and that would be beneficial. I was like, or that would be the quick way to do it. But I was like, I feel like that's not quite right because what if they have like daggers and stuff like that? So I actually looked up references on like how there are possible ways that people would have connected certain things with straps and stuff like that, and I have that. I downloaded some images. Actually, I'll show you some. I'll show you guys this because this is stuff that I'm kind of looking at. Like this one in particular, I forgot where I got this all of, but I know this isn't very practical as far as this part goes because I don't see medieval or fantasy having clasps like this, because that looks like a clasp that you would see like on a keychain. But everything else, like having these buckles, like pretty much everything kind of loops through. And so I would see something like this having maybe this, I don't know how they would connect that, because I feel like maybe there would be another hook or something. I don't like how, like, I don't know, I don't like that part, but like something like this where like there's a clasp backing or like a backing to it, and then you would just feed the book through that, and that's how it would hook on. So I did look at like have like even here though, but like the clasps here, or maybe it's just ring through, I don't know, but I can always go back and edit that to make it fantasy like instead of having clasp like this, I can do just rings that would be interconnected or something like that, something like that. I don't freaking know, but whatever. But studying, pulling up references, all that good stuff, so I have a better idea of how things would fit properly. So yeah. The belt area, that's what I was looking at, how I was gonna do the belt area. I still don't think I really had anything quite figured out with this, unfortunately. I should have had that figured out sooner, but of course not, because why would I? I think I had an idea of what I wanted to do with that. So actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it simple. I don't need to make anything exaggerated. Or like over the top. One of the things that I've been looking into and researching is like, I want to say researching because I haven't done too much research into it just yet, but looking at iconic characters and their designs. So, specifically when it comes to anime and manga, and even certain superheroes, right? Yes, like their outfits are iconic, but if you look at their outfits, like I'm gonna an example. Let me pull up Pinterest real quick. Like if I were to pull up like what's one of the most One Piece, even though honestly I haven't really watched too much of One Piece. I know for those people that watch anime and read manga, I've tried watching One Piece. I can't. It's not that I didn't like it. It's not that it's too long. Because that's not the issue either. I think I had it on Netflix. At the time when I had an active Netflix account. I was just unfortunately not unfortunately, but I just had other things that were taking up time in my life and did not have the time nor want to invest the time by taking away from something else, the time that it would take to watch One Piece. So, but I'm gonna do One Piece character sheets, character lineup, character lineup. There we go. I'll just pull up some of the main characters. I forgot this guy's name. I forgot homeboy's name. Okay, don't judge me. But his character, like his outfit, is very basic. He's got a hat. He's got rolled up shorts or rolled up pants with sandals and a sleeveless t-shirt. And the infamous like straw hat. That he got from his mentor. I think it was his mentor. I did watch that far into it as to how he got the hat. Trying to think. Here we go. Trying to find like even this guy. I forgot his name. But actually, I'll do this. I want to find. Whatever. Well, I'll pull up this guy too because I've gotten past this part where they met this guy, but I forgot his name. But even his character design, for the most part, people might consider very basic as far as his outfit goes. He doesn't have his pants part or whatever. I forgot his shirt, whatever that part is. But the bottom part of his outfit is very basic. As far as like there's no crazy designs going on with it or anything like that. Yes, he carries multiple swords, so that's one characteristic of him. He's got this scar across his chest, but he's got of course the in this particular image he's got the wrapping around his arm, but he doesn't have anything too crazy going on with his design. Even his pants or his shoes, his boots or whatever, are very basic. I'm trying to find some other characters here. Like yeah, of course you've got some more. Like even this guy, he's got like the diamond pants. He's got a jacket on. He's got a tattoo, but So it does set him apart, and it definitely looks like it goes with the aesthetic of even his face and stuff like that. But there's nothing that like I would feel is like too crazy. And like, yeah, you'll have some of those characters that like, you know, everything's kind of crazy on them, but like I feel like it's the main characters that seem to have some of the most basic designs. Like I'm even gonna pull out I have Dragon Ball. But let me see here. But like even Goku, like the designs are very basic. Like he's got this outfit on with a few loops around the like a bow type thing. I can't think of it right now. Sorry, my brain is not braining. Around the torso area, and then he's got a loop here where, you know, he carries whatever in the back. But it's very basic. Like it's nothing over the top, right? It's you learn who these characters are, you connect with them, and you're not, yes, you remember them for who they are as a character and also their outfits, but it's not because their outfits were this over the top, over ridiculous type design. It's just, it's part of who they are. Like actually, here we go. Like the if you really break it down, like these outfit designs are very basic, and you know, I'm pretty sure there are a few people out there, but as far as I don't really hear people complaining about how the outfit designs were so basic in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, that you know the that's what destroyed the comic form, right? So really understanding that I don't have to have these like over the top outfit designs. You know, they need to be functional. They need to fit the character's personality and aesthetic that I would assume they would have, and then go from there. So yeah. Let me see what else. What else? I was working on this belt. So, the one thing I am doing when it comes to doing the second pass here is drawing through to make sure that everything fits the way it should. And this is the belt here, so, and then drawing it to make it look like it's got some, because that's one thing I do want to emphasize. I'm not sure if I'll continue to emphasize it in the comic, but definitely in the cover. I want to make it look like this stuff has some weight to it. It's got some thickness to it. It's got some weight to it. It's not just, doesn't just look like lines on paper. Everything looks like it's got some thickness to it. So, you know, drawing the thickness of the leather straps and the holsters and stuff like that, like all that stuff right now, for these secondary forms, will also help create believability, I think, in the drawing. One of my goals this month is to cut back on YouTube. So start playing more of my DVDs in the background of stuff. as I'm watching or as I'm drawing. Right now I've got SpongeBob playing. I don't think you guys can hear it. But that's what I've got playing in the background because I can play it in the background and not pay attention to it. Oh! One of the things that I would like to, one of the shows that I want to work on, we'll try to start watching because I think there's, how many? Actually, I'm gonna go get the DVD so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I still need to watch the Game of Thrones. I have seasons 1 through 6 on DVD. I know there's 8 seasons, but the shop that the movie, the bookstore that I go to that has used DVDs does not have seasons 7 or 8 yet. So no one's traded those in or brought those in yet. But I do have seasons 1 through 6. And I know the episodes are at least an hour each. And there's probably about 12 episodes per season. So 12 times 6. I've got plenty. I've got time. So even if I needed to order those later online, I can always do that. But this is the series. I was talking about this, which I want to work through over the next 2 months. I guess is the Samurai 7 series. So I did get this. It was I'll take this sticker off. But it was for $15, the whole series, because it's used. It's not new. But it's the complete series. And excuse me. It actually came with, not only did it come with the DVDs, it also came with I'm gonna show you guys art books of the series as well, which I thought was actually that's actually one of the things that kind of convinced me to get this. The fact that it actually had all 7 books, because it has one per, I think there's 7 seasons. I think there's 7 seasons, or at least maybe, I don't know why they have 7 books. I'm not sure if there's 7 seasons. The complete series, there's 7 DVDs, so I'm assuming 7 seasons. Oh, that's the first DVD. I forgot it. This one's weird. It doesn't lock in like it should. But the DVDs came in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with the DVDs. So I started watching the first episode, but like I said, one of the reasons why I bought this is because it has it says guidebooks. And it's got, I'll kind of show you guys, I'm actually proud of this, but it's got like the artwork. It's got some information here, or what is this? The user of the vast airspace is a battlefield of samurai by samurai. Like, it's got information here, like it's got background stuff in here, some character stuff in here. This type of stuff, I love stuff like this. Like, this stuff is always fascinating to me. Even though I know it's a lot of promotional stuff, but it's really cool. Like, you can even see, like, even a lot of these characters, like their line, like the line work, not dealing with like the color and stuff. It's like, I don't want to say basic, but the designs are very simple. It's nothing over the top. And I know it's a little bit different because it's a little bit it's for animation, but even in the Dragon Ball comics, those character designs are very simplified, especially if and they've got like interviews, which is always cool because I love to hear like the thought process of the creators and like the artists and stuff like that. That's always cool. So yeah, that's always pretty cool. I'll do flip through the second one just because. But I love stuff like that. like once again going into like the characters, and it's got more detailed stuff in here. Unfortunately, I don't read Japanese, so I don't know what all these little notes are, but the artwork is amazing. They do have English here, so there's that. But like all this stuff here is pretty cool. Like I'm pretty sure some of this stuff was like concept stuff when they were working on the actual show, and then like sketches and stuff and ideas, and they put that in here. They might have went back and cleaned it up some more and put it in possibly for the books. But this stuff is like awesome. Like I love stuff like looking at stuff like this. But like the designs are simple, but they have but they're different from the other characters. There's one guy in here, I think I'm gonna like him a lot. I don't know the guy's name yet. I just started watching the first episode, but he seems so cocky, and like he's got this mechanical, I'm not sure if he's completely machine or what. Let me see if I can find him in here. I might just have to look on the cover and show you guys. I don't see him in the first few books here. But he's his character is he seems like a hothead, and his design looks like something like that, and also the colors they chose for him. It's a lot of red, and actually, yeah, it's a lot of red and orange, like, which is like represents like fire, right? This guy right here, this samurai in the back. I'm not quite sure of his name, but like the first episode, I think it's the first episode he's in. Like his cockiness, this guy right here. This guy right here. I feel like he's gonna have a personality that I'm really gonna enjoy. I want to see if they have. I don't think they have him. Maybe the back, maybe. If I open this up, no, that's not. No, that would just be that guy. Okay, maybe underneath the covers. I don't know, but even with this is the one of the series that I want to work through over the next few months, because there's 26 episodes. There's 26 episodes, but it's over. Those 26 episodes spanned over 600 minutes. I'm reading the back here. So it's 26 episodes on 7 discs, 600 episodes, or 600 minutes, 7 art booklets, over 140 pages of interviews and promotional art. And of course, it's like English and Japanese. So I'm going to enjoy this. And yeah, so all that to say, even in those characters, even the first episode of me watching that, the character designs were simple. I don't want to say basic, 'cause I feel like basic is not the correct wording that I'm going for. But were simple, yet effective, and fit with the characters that were being portrayed. So I don't need to have this over exaggerated or overdrawn, over designed characters or outfits for these characters. Function over fashion in this world. So yeah, all of that to say function over fashion. Ready? And the beauty of studying and trying to understand how things are put together is definitely beneficial. Now this one I might see maybe the underside of the leather. I don't think it will see the top part. Maybe something like that. And that's not set in stone, so I don't have to worry myself. But anyway, going over the loops here. So what I can imagine is that, and I have reference, of course, is that I'm actually going to go to my reference so I can actually make this look believable. I'm not going to try to just draw it from memory. Bruh, I could have sworn. Alright, I'm gonna pull it up. I could have sworn I had done. Go back. Here we go. Something like this, maybe. I'm not quite sure about something, so I'm pulling up reference. How would that hook? I wish I could see the backing, the back part of it. Let's see if there's anything similar. So I want to see how. I mean, technically they could tie it, right? Save the photos. Let me make sure it's saved. Photos. Yes, it did. Good. Okay. Cool. Sorry guys, I'm pulling up more references. I don't want to pull up too much because I don't want to be completely so stuck on how a thing looks in particular that I don't experiment at all. So, okay, here we go. All right. So I wanted to see how I would be able to hook on, hook on something like a coin purse or something like that, or maybe even like some type of like magical dust or whatever the case may be. So what I'm going to do is this would loop. There would be like a loop here. And this is where like those secondary forms help, right? Because I would have to go here. So this would loop here, and then there would be some type of a little bit of give where it could slide off and on this buckle, and then maybe it could have it here. And then here. And then probably even go down a little bit more. Yeah, probably. So there's a hook on here, but then maybe I would have to probably bring this down some. So That's why I do like being able to draw on this second piece of paper or this computer paper, because I don't feel like anything has to be perfect. I can erase it. I don't feel as bad about erasing it. So here, and this goes here. I'm drawing that curve because it's not gonna, it's some type of thickness to this belt, right? And then we're gonna go here, and then maybe all right, this goes down here, and then maybe this clasps to the other part, and then which would create like a pocket here, and there would be a ring here. So that would clasp here. And actually, I can do something like this where I'm trying to get it in there, then I can go back in and refine it. I just want to lay this in here and get this. Okay, so there's that, and then this would go here. All right, and then it would hook here, and then come out here, because I would have to separate. It had to be separate. So this would go here, something like that. So this expands here, so it means this part draw it out. Let's draw it out here. So this expands here. This would be a clasp. So I probably need to erase this. Let's take it a little bit slower. So here, here, I'm gonna go down. And then what I'll do is I'll draw this individually and then connect it. So what I'll do is I'll do this. This will be like a clasp here. This would be a clasp here. Probably need to bring it lower. Like that, maybe. There we go. And then this would maybe go like that. And then there's going to be a second piece that's going to be clasped to that. But you probably wouldn't really even see it from this side, honestly. And then we're going to get to the hook part. So then we have this add-on part where I'm going to just continue it, because then I can erase this line at the right here. Continue this, because what's going to end up happening is this is going to hook like that, because there's going to be a clasp here. Boom, boom, boom. Like this. See, if I need to, I could just kind of draw one piece at a time and then connect it that way. It makes it easier for myself. And then that would hook here in the back. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So there's that, and then I can erase this part. And actually probably move this up here. So that way, that looks a lot better. And then I still know I got this part here because I did the draw through. And then I can erase this part. And actually, boom, like that. Because you would see that piece of it, that side leather, the side of the leather here. Boom. See, now that because I've drawn those, that I'm making it look like that, hopefully to you guys too. Drawing that side of the leather where you would see the side, it looks like it's got some thickness to it, and it's got some it looks like it's got some weight, some weight to it. Like it's not just a line sitting there on a piece of paper. We're only an hour in. That's not bad. I know I try to keep these videos to an hour, but I think I'm just going to continue to draw on. And then however long the video is, that's how long it is. I will probably have already made a post on my website. But what I think I'm going to do, and I think I've mentioned this in another video, is do speed ups of these videos, of these longer form videos, for people who want and who like short form content. But what I will then do is let link in the description a unlisted the unlisted video, long form video, where you guys can literally, for those who are interested, can literally watch the whole entire process and watch me ramble and talk about random stuff. And even possibly if that's if you're working on your own projects, then you can pull out your stuff and pretty much use it like as a draw session. So what was I doing here? I was doing a coin purse. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna hook this here. Just kind of lightly sketch it in, and then here maybe I'll do some. I am pulling up reference on this because I'm not sure how I was going to do this, and then maybe there's something here that I'll do this. Maybe if I want to tie something, be like this, and then down, and then this, and then down, and then like as like the pouch bag here. and something like that, and then, because I'm not quite sure how I would do this, but this part would hook onto the back of the pouch area. So the pouch is something that can be taken off and put on the belt. And what it is this is going to be closed. So this actually needs to come up here, the pouch area, because I want it to, it's going to be closed, it's not going to be open. So what I'm going to do to kind of help, that's not what I'm looking for. Need to, I don't know how I'm going to do this pouch. How would I do this if it was like a cloth pouch? Maybe something like something like this, maybe. And then maybe this has a little clasp here. Something like that, maybe. I could work with that. So here, and then boom. And then I would, this is here, so we'll give this some thickness here. And then there we go, something like that. And then maybe, then, because this is here, so maybe we'll have some like stitching here. And then we'll do like maybe double stitching, something along those lines, where got some something along those lines, right? Where you can see that it's a pouch connected. This doesn't have to be perfect right here. I can always fix it up later, but I think that's as perfect as it's gonna get on this particular guy. I still got more things I need to add, right? I need to finish this belt part. And look, this is with me already having some of this stuff already drawn out ahead of time. So, just kind of give you an idea of how much work I'm actually putting into the cover. All right. I just want to draw this darker so I can actually see it through the light here. So actually this is down here and this is a symbol. How to find, we'll find center first. So center, gonna go corner, corner. This would be center here. All right, so that's center. We'll do here. Which means this might come over a little bit more. And then maybe, boom. I don't see that as much. And then we're going to draw some thickness here. And I probably won't draw anything there. I might. I think I might want to. Because that's gonna be like a dagger, I think. I want it to be like a dagger for this particular character. So oh, cracked my back. I felt good. I need to cut my time off of Instagram too, because the judgment, the self-judgment during comparison is I need to cut that out. I wonder how far what I could achieve if I decided to you know what I didn't do for these characters, and I think I'm going to leave it that way. None of them have their weapons on them, I don't think. I could add that later. Let me see. I don't think the first character, the first character, I don't think she has any weapons on her. I have to do this way. Oh, I still keep those. Put those back here. But let's look, shall we? Even these characters that I have in this, there was a comic that I backed up on Kickstarter. Even their designs are very simplified. Nothing too crazy as far as the actual costumes. I still love this heart. Okay, yeah, so she doesn't have her weapons drawn on her. I don't think you can really see it. Yeah, you can. So I might end up drawing it in. She'll probably have a sword that she carries behind her. Yeah, so we'll probably do that. And then this guy will go right here. And it's funny because he'll be most likely cut off. A lot of this stuff will probably be cut off because he'll probably be like here. So a majority of this is probably going to get cut off. But I had to do the draw through so I could actually see where things were going to go. So a lot of him is going to be cut off. So at some point I'll need to draw the armor, the weapons, the weapon holsters for these particular characters. So I'm gonna work on this belt here. I might be silent for a little bit. So if I am, do your thing. I'm only drawing through because I want to see where the blade would go, because this is going to be covered. So this would be, and then this, there would be another piece of leather that would cover this. It'll probably cover up to, you would see this lump here. Boom, like that. And then what's going to end up happening is this is going to be thick piece here with stitching. I'm going to be stitching on this side here. And then this would be thicker here, and this would be some, there we go, to give room for the, actually, what I could do is do another line here. So this goes here, and then there's going to be another line here that would go here. Something like that. And then something along those lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then something like that. Reminding myself it doesn't have to be perfect. Even in the final piece, it doesn't have to be so functional that it's going to take me 5 hours to figure it out. There we go. Boom. And then we're going to do the wrapping for this. So, like leather wrapping here. And then maybe I'll do And if I want to, what I could do, kind of like how I did everything else, is just add that thickness to the leather here. If I wanted to do that as well. If I wanted to add some a hint of actual thickness to these leather straps that would go around the hilt of this blade here. So there's that. Right. And of course, if the blade was here, like this would be shadowed to indicate like the lump of the blade that would go in there, something like that, right? Because it would show that this is popping up, so. But that's how I would do that. I still have to. Jeez. I guess I have to do this part. Do. Oh, sorry, guys. So. Technically, this would have to come out wider than the belt. There we go, something like that. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect. That like this is like that's good enough. This is going to be like padded cloth here, so I'm doing a diamond shaped design across to kind of help with that thought, that idea. And I will, of course, go back and make sure that it has that look. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm pretty sure that it wasn't perfect back in the day, and this is fantasy, so I mean, I'm not expecting sewing to be completely perfect, but that looks like it's padded, right? At least to me it does. It's not just these straight lines. Like it's the small stuff that help add. That looks padded. That looks like padded armor right there. Ugh. We're an hour and 30 minutes in. I think I am gonna have to call it a break though because I need to eat. It is almost 10 o'clock and I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I'll come back and work on this some more. And it's been an hour and a half, so it's about time I take a break anyway. Kind of give my brain a chance to recoup. So. So I'll call it quits here or call it a break. And then we'll come back and work on this again, which will be a part 2, but it might be in conjunction with, I'm not sure if I'll put this all together, like put the videos together or do like a part 1 and part 2. So as of right now, peace out.